Welcome, everybody, to Fandom Nights, where we break down pop culture one fandom at a time. Today, we are talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 2, Chepisode 1. I'm Chris.
I'm Dustin.
I'm Sherman.
We're finally on Season 2. Feels kind of good. A third of the way through this thing. It's crazy.
It's amazing.
The title of this episode is The Avatar State, and it was released on March 17th of 2006.
God, that makes me feel old.
Yeah. So released my senior year, right before I graduated. Crazy. I am old. Dustin, take us through the story.
Alright, so it opens up with Aang and he's having a bad dream. Or a nightmare, I should say. And
God, right?
basically his nightmare is like about him away from his body, witnessing himself in the Avatar state, and he sees himself become that big blue, converging himself with the moon spirit, like we just saw from the last episode. And then he was also just outside of his body, witnessing himself just being in the normal Avatar state. And then he wakes up. And then immediately it almost like cuts to Paku giving Katara the oasis water around her necklace or whatever. On a necklace. And it has special healing properties, which is just a good setup for it to be used later on.
What does that remind me of? Isn't that from Lord of the Rings or something? When it gives him a vial of water. No. Waterboy with Adam Sandler.
Well, I mean both, because I did definitely get like Waterboy feels, because I'm just like, that's some high quality H2O.
Oh man,
I gotta watch that again.
But no, definitely like similar point where because Galadriel gives Frodo the
is it liquid in there too?
It is, yeah.
It is. Okay, but that's the light.
Yeah.
More than anything else. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Paku gives Katara the oasis water because it has special healing properties. Gives Aang scrolls for waterbending and says that it is not to replace a good master. And then looks at Katara.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah.
And then just goes, "Have a nice trip, Sokka."
Yeah, Sokka doesn't get it.
Yeah. And you, Sokka, you have a nice trip.
Good luck.
He doesn't even get any high quality rope or anything. Like, what the heck?
He had to steal that from Zuko.
Yeah.
Detective Zuko. Anyways, so Aang hears Paku say... Here's where I thought it was crazy. Aang heard Paku say King Bumi and didn't register in his mind about his old friend Bumi from 100 years ago. Maybe he just doesn't think about it until they get to Amashu, but like the guy, or Paku specifically says, like, stop it here and meet General, forgot what the name is, before you go and see King Bumi or whatever.
Well,
to learn from King Bumi.
Okay.
He said to learn earthbending from King Bumi.
Yeah. Well, he already knows King Bumi exists because he's been over there already.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that it's the same Bumi from 100 years ago.
Oh.
Wouldn't you recognize the name Bumi in your mind?
No, Aang already met Bumi.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Because it's book one.
Book one they
Oh,
traveled
duh.
together.
Yeah, duh. My bad.
Yeah, so he's like, oh yeah, my friend Bumi. Yeah, that's why he didn't say anything about
It was
it.
the whole
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
trials and Bumi,
Yeah.
you're a mad genius.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay, for some reason I thought that was happening in this book because it's all about Earth.
Oh,
for some reason
Right?
I totally just skipped past it. Well, of course they had to get through the Earth Kingdom to get to the Northern Waterfront. I totally just spaced that. My bad.
That's alright.
That was funny though.
Like, what are you talking about? We've been there already.
Yeah, I'm like, wouldn't he recognize? I was just so confused. I was like, how does he not know that name? Okay. So then it cuts to Iroh and he's getting a rub-a-tub tub.
Rub-a-tub.
He actually wrote that down. Nice.
He's getting a rub-a-tub tub from someone, and Zuko just seems kind of pissed off, and Iroh's like, it's your anniversary, isn't it? He's like, yes, it's been 3 years since I was banished by my father.
For a second, I was like, when doesn't he look pissed off, though?
Yeah.
He's just got a resting bee face.
Well, especially after all the stuff that just happened.
Yeah.
After all the stuff that just happened, and he failed to get the Avatar again, and all this different stuff, he's just like, 3 years ago today, I still haven't been able to do it. It's kind of like...
It's kind of crazy how it's been 3 years since he's been pretty much banished and on a ship with his uncle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he hasn't been back to the Fire Nation in 3 years. Like, he hasn't even been on the Fire Nation soil.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
What baffles me is, like, so the Avatar's been back for what, roughly like a couple months tops, like a month or two, and like what do you, like what do you do for like 2.5 almost 3 years?
Well, that's why he's been going so.
He's been looking for the Avatar.
He's been looking for the Avatar.
Like that adamantly though too.
But he found him. He found him though.
Yeah.
He hasn't caught him yet, but he found. Well, he's caught him a couple
I say
times.
once.
He's got him a bunch of times. He just hasn't kept him.
We would have gotten away if it wasn't for that darn blizzard.
Those sneaky airbenders.
So then we see Azula give the order to attack the royal family members. Like if you see Iroh or not attack but capture. If you see like Zuko and Iroh, like they're traitors of the Fire Nation, like capture them. Which I like this episode later. But you can kind of get a sense on how crazy she is at this moment because like her eye kind of does that. It focuses in her eyes and she almost like does that eye twitch.
This is the one where she talks about the tides, right, or whatever.
Later on.
Later on.
When she's on the ship. So then it flashes back to Team Avatar and they get to the Earth Kingdom. What is that city called, Sherman? I totally forgot this whole time. I didn't look.
No, they're not at Omashu yet.
The one they're in right now.
Oh yeah.
Where the general is trying to get him to go into the Avatars.
I was like, that's not my phone.
Oh yeah.
I'll look it up.
Is my phone over there? Yeah. No? Where the heck's my phone?
That's not your phone?
No, this is my other phone.
Oh, you have two phones?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm cool like that.
I'm cool like that.
One's a business phone.
I guess.
Yeah, one is my business / personal, and then this one is straight for Phantom Nights.
Is it really?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Okay, so while he's looking up where they actually are, he meets the general and starts strongly encouraging him to go into the Avatar state to destroy the Fire Lord. Basically, he's like, screw learning earthbending and all that. Like, you can go and defeat the Avatar now in the Avatar state.
We skip the... Oh, no, you're right. Yep. Okay. Yeah, he's like, just be in the Avatar state and you're the most powerful thing ever. Like, and which makes sense. If I was Aang or if I was that Earth Kingdom general, I would totally want to do the same thing. Just trigger the Avatar state. You can destroy... Like, look at what you just did to the Northern Water Tribe.
Right.
All that power that you had, do that, and we can take over the Fire Nation right now. And you can tell that this general, like, he's right on the front lines of the battle because he's right on the shore.
Oh yeah, you see the map where it's got a direct line right to the royal.
Yeah, it's like the Fire Nation's here, and the tail of the Fire Nation goes right to his kingdom. So it's like he is on the front lines. He's a soldier. He's in the middle of battles all the time. He's like, we need this weapon. The atomic bomb just landed in our laps. Let's use it to take down the Fire Nation. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
And then after that, it cuts right back to Azula, and she's practicing her lightning. And then those old ladies, she's one hair off.
Yeah, I know.
One
she's
hair.
Just so mad.
Now, tries it again. Like, what is she trying to look cool while doing it too? Like,
I guess.
I have to master not only master the bending, but I have to look amazing doing it.
Yeah, everything about me has to be absolute perfection. There's no
which just screams mental disorder.
Little OCD.
So it's not an actual city, which is why it doesn't have a name. It's just an Earth Kingdom army outpost.
Okay.
So then it cuts to Iroh waking up in fear. Remember that?
Oh God, yeah. Like you just because I feel like he can just feel the tension in the air.
I think
literal tension.
I think he spiritually can just feel the tension of what's about to happen.
Ah, crap! We've got problems coming.
Yeah, something's coming.
Literal storm a brewing. Lightning.
Yeah.
So then it cuts back to Aang, and he's telling Katara and Sokka that he's decided to fight the Fire Lord. And then he tells Team Avatar he's doing it, and Katara says that it takes practice, discipline, and study to, defeat the Fire Lord, not just an all-out attack.
The previous Avatars had, like, advisors and people with him that knew about the Avatar and what the Avatar was and all that stuff. So, I mean, it makes sense for Aang to be like, yeah, I'm going to go in the Avatar state. I'm just going to do what I need to do to get this done.
Because he doesn't know.
Because he doesn't know, and Katara and Sokka, they don't know either, so they're like, it takes practice. I don't know what you need to do, but all the other Avatars had to master the elements first, so you need to do that, but they don't know why, so it makes sense.
What?
sorry. I mean, it was with any difficult issue. Like, there's no easy way around it.
Right.
Like, you can't just like fast track your way. Be like, oh no, we're just gonna
another friend request.
It's so crazy.
Please stop hacking me, please, and sending me requests. It's annoying. The funny thing, Sokka is like, just glow it up and stomp the Fire Lord.
I know.
Katara's like, well, I'm not going to be there to watch you glow it up. And Aang is like, I don't got time to wait. Like, we got to do this now. And then it cuts to them the next morning. They're sitting there with the general again, and he's like, okay, we had like our herbalist like come up with this like motion or this mixture that should like activate the Avatar state. And so he takes it. It's like just a sugar high for a kid.
It's like a caffeine high, yeah.
And he just goes nuts.
Am I in the Avatar state, guys? I don't know if
I don't know if I'm in the Avatar state, guys.
He's just flying around. And then classic Aang, he just runs into a post.
Yeah. Never ends. He never has a good landing.
He always runs into something like that.
So then I didn't really record all these things, but they just kept trying different things, and they just all kept failing. Like, I didn't think to list them all, so I just
there's a lot of
skipped a lot of.
I think my favorite one is when
throws the mud.
Yes, that's he's like, oh, so we have different like articles of clothing from each one of the 4 kingdoms, and then we're gonna combine
when all 4 elements.
When he puts the air in there, I was like, what? And then he just throws it on Aang, and he's like,
this is just mud.
Also, I thought it was funny that like there's way more mud that like when he sneezes, it's like he's bare like you can still see him through all the mud and like what he's wearing, but like when he sneezes, everybody around him head to toe covered in mud. I'm like,
I don't know how that happened, but it's funny.
So then it cuts back to Iroh and Zuko, and they walk back into their chambers, and Azula is just there, waiting there, sitting on the chair. And they both get kind of freaked out. And Azula tells Zuko that he is welcome home, that his father has, pretty much forgotten about the banishment, and you can come home, like wants you back. Which doesn't make any sense.
Father's decided that family is more important.
Which I don't know if this is a huge
And she even said all of a sudden has declared that family is more important.
Yeah.
I think she said all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I was like,
which is just,
fishy.
I know. You just know something's fishy. Especially because the first scene, she's like, you gotta attack them.
And it's cool that Iroh knows the whole time.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He's like,
he
this
knows,
little girl in this
But
camp.
then it's almost like when a little kid like is just infatuated with like a girl or something, and you're like, yeah, but don't you see all the other stuff around this? Like, it's not what you think it is, or something like that. I don't know. But when
Zuko sees 0 red flags, and Iroh's like, red flag, red flag, red flag.
Every word coming out of your mouth is red flag. But
well,
Zuko's
just
like,
the fact that you're here.
Red is the Fire Nation. My dad's flags are red. He's coming to get me.
That's what...
I think it's just that he's been chasing that thing for 3 years, and now that it's finally happening, he's totally blinded by how legit it is. It's just like, I've been chasing this, and it's finally happening. Like, I must have done something. Like, cool.
Which makes the betrayal even worse. But
also, growing up with her, like, wouldn't you think like
she's all of a sudden nice to me?
Well,
but
not
for 3 years he's been on his own with his uncle, chasing the Avatar and thinking how banished he is.
Yeah.
Now it's, I'm forgiven. Like, let's go back home.
I would see it like more as like, well, knowing how crappy of like a sibling Azula is, the fact that like he's like, wait, father would send you? Like, it must be important if he's going to send you to come get me.
Right. But like, also, knowing his dad, and knowing all the stuff that just happened at the Northern Water Tribe, okay, everyone knows the Avatar's back. Everyone knows that the Avatar's in the Earth Kingdom now, because he finished water. He's going to the Earth... Or he's around.
I get it, yeah.
He's in the battle. He's battling us now. He's battling the Fire Nation. So, we need all of our troops to come home. Son, you need to come home. I need you to head up some things. Like, you could see why he would think, okay, now that the battle lines are drawn, Dad wants me back so I can help or do whatever.
That's probably what's going through his head.
That's what's going through Zuko's head, I felt like. But it's interesting when Azula comes up, instead of calling him Zuko, she calls him Zuzu. And I don't know if this is a huge detail, and I like words, so I was just kind of looking it up. And Zuko, simplified, means like high or vertical. It means a lot more. It's like prince banished and all this different stuff, but the word Zuko means like
of course it does.
And then Zuzu means little pearl, so it's like her little pet name for him. Call him, oh, you're my precious little pearl. Like, come on, it's just interesting that she changed up his name to that, you know. Which I don't know if
sure that was the name she's always called him.
Right.
Growing up.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Yeah.
Do we ever get this? She's the older sibling, right? Or younger sibling?
She's the younger sibling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Katara warns Aang that watching him being in the Avatar state is scary to watch, and Aang was like, "Hopefully you don't have to see that, but you know, I'm still gonna do it." And Katara was like, "Well, I'm not gonna watch tomorrow then."
The exact quote is, "I'm glad you told me that. I still need to do this."
It's like somebody saying, like, I really don't like seeing you on drugs. Well, I gotta take it.
I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah.
As I'm tapping right now.
Getting the rubber band ready.
It's like that
You
scene,
got a spare belt?
It's like that scene
Yeah.
of Intervention or whatever.
That's Daniel Tosh. Intervention was a success.
Not
100% of the time.
forgetting like people in rehab.
But from fooling druggies to making them think they have like a movie about themselves. Not curing anyone of drugs or alcohol, but making them think they have their own movie.
Oh man, I thought you guys were doing a movie about me.
Oh man, I thought you were doing a movie about me. No, okay.
Is there no word of mouth in the druggie community?
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Hey, Dad. Remember the note? Looks like it was scribbled in crayon.
Hey, John.
J-O-N, the dumbest of all Johns.
Okay, hold on. So, sorry. Side note. I feel really bad, and if you're watching this, I do too. Every time I hear that, that's why I was like, I feel bad if you're watching this, John.
It's just you're the only J-O-N I know. You know.
I know a couple other ones, but just at work and stuff. But it's
J-O-N, the dumbest of all Johns. Another friend request, guys. What is going on?
Used to be good. Now you're not good.
Nah,
That's bad.
That's bad. We need to listen to that again. That's just so good. Okay, so back to Iroh, and he tells Zuko that his brother does not regret ever, and tells Zuko that things are not always as they seem. And Zuko's just like, don't care, I'm welcome back.
I'm glad you told me that.
Daddy wants
I still need to do this.
Literal parallels going on.
I didn't think about that. That was a joke, but it's actual parallels.
This show is super deep. Like I'm telling you.
I hope I get to meet Mike and Brian someday. Sign up for GalaxyCon next year in Minneapolis, please. Please do. We'll be there.
Oh, yeah.
Aang has another dream that makes him think that we shouldn't do the Avatar State tomorrow. So then now...
Right.
I forgot, I didn't write down what the flashback was about. I think it was it was just seeing himself again outside in a third-person view of...
I think that, yeah, because that one was like... Well, no, I think it was
Is
like...
this the one where...
his Avatar State is like attacking him in his own dream.
Oh,
right.
Because like it keeps doing that like whoosh, like every single time it's the same move, karate chop through the air, and then like he ends up falling or like moving away or something.
Oh, this is the one where they're on the ship. Is this the one where they're on the boat from episode 1? And they're battling each other in the dream? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Another one, dude. Holy cow.
I didn't even see the name on that one.
Who cares? They're all fake. Aang has... Yeah, so then back to Zuko and Iroh is coming back with him, and Iroh still feels betrayal all around him. And then cut back to Aang, and the general opens fire at Aang. This is when the general starts just like deciding, he's like, oh, I gotta put him in like a life or death situation to get him to do it. So then he just dodges and evades the entire time, and then the general is like, oh, I'm not gonna attack Katara, because Katara comes and helps, whatever. He's like, you might be able to run and hide, but she can't, and then like locks her feet and keeps sinking her down. And he's like, no, you don't have to do this, And eventually, as soon as Katara goes all the way underneath, that's when Avatar mode goes. And he goes gangbusters, starts just destroying the entire place.
As I'm watching
the general's just like, awesome, yes, Avatar Aang, help us.
Then after that, he's like, uh-oh,
crap.
Yeah.
Immediately after it.
No, she's totally fine.
Yeah.
She's fine. Here, she's fine. No matter.
Like, rewatching this, especially with the fact, like, how we're doing this, every time something like this pops up, I'm just like, man, Chris is going to have a super fun time counting the number of bending.
It's so hard. Like, I had this one in particular, because there's all the guys who bring up those little stones, and then they all turn them. Like, all of them turn them simultaneously.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, do I only count the ones on the screen? But then it shows it far back, and they're one way. Then it shows it far back again. They're all turns. It's like they had to earth bend. So
personally, I count them.
I did. But again, it's hard because it's like it zooms back, and you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Because I'm literally sitting there. I'm just like, man, this is like a 22 minute episode. I wonder how long of an episode this is for Chris.
For me, it was about an hour.
I had to watch it 3 times just to make sure.
It was fun though, because I had Rhea there, and she was every time I'd pause it, she goes, "Oh," because the sound turns off, and then the sound turns on, and she's, and then watches the screen, then I pause it. Oh, she just gets so excited each time. It's like magic.
That's awesome. Cuts back to Iroh and Zuko, and they're like right about to get on the
What do you
call that?
On
the stairs.
The stairs so good.
It's
the ramp. The
yeah.
ramp up to the ship or whatever. And you see the soldiers go directly behind them. As
I
soon as
know.
that happened, I'm like, nope.
Oh.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
As soon as they start walking, and that head soldier tells Azula, "Alright guys, take the prisoners."
I know.
Azula's just like,
"We're taking the prisoners home." Crap.
he's like, "Oh crap."
Ah!
You knew that guy was getting lightning to the chest.
And he didn't though. Like he didn't show it.
He
But,
knew he was going to.
yeah,
he's
he's
dead.
gonna-
He's
So,
not coming back.
I actually looked this up. So this part in the series, so with the original script, they had to change this obviously because it was way too brutal for kids.
Whoa.
So the original script, when he screws up, apparently that is what happens. Where Azula turns around and literally lightning bolts this guy.
Whoa.
And like pretty much vaporizes him in front of like everybody. And the guys who like they're like, or the network Nickelodeon was like, that's a little too much for young adult like teenage kids. So they're like, all right, fine.
It was still cool. Iroh, every time he fights, man, it just puts me in awe of how truly powerful he is.
Strangely enough, I get like Yoda vibes when like he fights.
Yes.
Because like I get the same like feeling like that.
Precision.
Yeah, precision and like just the amount of like ferocity behind him. Like when he really gets into it, because you see Yoda literally just leaping and jumping around, and Iroh does the same thing. Somebody starts fighting, he jumps right in the middle and like, nope.
Yeah. He turns into Thor at the end of Endgame. He's like this jolly big fat guy, and then all of a sudden, end of Endgame comes. All right, let's go.
I just love how he like drop kicks Azula into the water.
Oh man!
And immediately made me feel like, man, if he's willing to do that to his niece, and it made me feel like me and Rhea situation. I was like, if Rhea, you better not ever betray me in 20 years. I'll drop kick you out.
Never have one of your underlings call me a prisoner. Ever. I don't like that name.
Matt, never call me a prisoner.
Oh.
You're playing cops and robbers with her when you're 5. This is Dustin. He's my prisoner. And Dustin's just eye twitching. No!
You're like, Rhea, come here.
Daddy, I caught Dustin. He's my prisoner. And I'm like, oh no, I throw Ray on the bed and I'm just running at Dustin like, I gotta take him out now.
Flashbacks. PTSD. That's nothing to joke about, but
geez.
sorry.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Avatar flashbacks? That's just...
Flashbacks. Yeah.
No, making jokes about PTSD.
Yeah, it's not a joke. But
It's not a joke.
Yeah.
So anyways, so the general, we already covered that. Back to Zuko, and he's fighting Azula, and Zuko is about to be electrocuted, and Iroh absorbs the lightning and shoots it at the
The
cliffside.
redirection.
So,
well, see, the cool thing is, like, remember he teaches Zuko later down the road how to redirect it if it's actually shot at you? Mm-hmm. He actually, like, grabbed her hand and absorbed the energy and then shot it through.
yeah.
Like, he didn't personally receive it and then redirect it. Like, he did redirect it, but not in that way. He kind of just grabbed her hand and the electricity went through him, and then he pointed it and shot it. It was cool.
So speaking of Detective Zuko, how did Detective Zuko not see any of the signs coming up
He's
here?
literally blinded by the
He's
fake
by-
love of his father.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and then I already said that Iroh kicks his niece off the ship. Back to Aang, and he gets swooped up by Roku when he enters like this. When he's in the Avatar state.
Swooped up. I thought he said souped up. Like he's all souped up, but no, he's swooped up.
So yeah, he like goes out and out of like a out of body, out of mind state or whatever, and Roku picks him up in his Dragon, and reveals what it's like and how it works about the Avatar state. Like, this is what it's for. This is how it works. This is what you can do with it.
Defense mechanism.
It's a defense mechanism. You can talk to all your past or you can essentially talk to past avatars and stuff like that. And
yeah, it's like Avatar State 101, but like because like you get like the brief explanation of what it is, but because like I know you and I had talked about it, like there's way more to it.
Oh, 100%.
Like
more to what
the Avatar State.
Does it come up later on in this series or in
the series?
That and Korra.
Yeah,
Korra majorly, but this series too. Korra really dives deep into the spirit realm of how things work, and that's what I love about the show. It gives this show more meaning, I think, too,
because it shows what the spirit world is. Right.
It's like you get a better understanding of like the first series by watching the second one. Speaking of Korra, by the way, this episode has the same voice actor as Korra does too. So this specific episode, General Fong, like the guy who's trying to like force the Avatar state.
Yeah.
I know you might recognize him, Daniel Day Kim.
Oh, okay.
He plays Jin on Lost.
Oh, okay.
He plays in something else too that I know.
He's played in a bunch of stuff. He recently did the newest Hellboy movie.
That might be I know if I'm seeing him.
But he does. So he's General Fong in this, and then he plays Hiroshi Sato.
Okay, that's why it sounds so familiar too. Okay,
Hiroshi Sato.
Yes. Okay.
I was like, "Yep, there you go, Dustin."
Yeah, thank you. You get the 100% what I know.
That's why I was like, "Yeah, like the correlation between the two shows is like so good."
Wow. And I really need to do an IMDb search about each episode before I come here too.
I literally do that.
I know, because you're finding all these cool things. I'm just like,
because like I was hoping we would do 2 episodes because like the next episode has another one that I'm really excited about.
Hint, hint. So then Roku reveals that if you are killed in the Avatar state, the cycle breaks. Like
which is crazy.
The cycle ends. Like you're the last Avatar. So kind of some good information there. Katara and Aang hug it out, and then the soldiers ask them if they need any escort to Omashu.
Oh, yeah. So the general was like, okay, I have a nuclear bomb here. I can use it against the Fire Nation. Ah, nuclear bombs are scary. Like he's just fine with letting the Avatar go. It's just, I don't know.
After looking around and seeing his whole place destroyed.
Yeah, I know, but he's an earthbender. Like, it never comes up in this series, but I always think earthbenders, like, even Omashu or these huge, Bossing say these huge cities, for earthbenders, it's like, it's hard still, but there's a huge wall. There's a building there. Like, you can make it, like, just because your city is destroyed doesn't mean anything to an earthbender, because you can just make it again.
How do you know that you can fill the cracks exactly?
I know,
but have to take down the
you can take rock and turn it into sand so Katara can sink into it. Like, you can do a lot of crazy stuff as an earthbender. I'm just, and again, that's real world physics, but whatever. I'm just saying, just seeing the destruction, I guess, you'd think that would make him more
I think it was
willing to use the Avatar's weapon.
Well,
I think it was more or less the Avatar is going to affect both parties. It's going to also destroy, yes, the bad people, but it's also going to destroy the good people as well.
Because like with just his little outpost, there's no bad guys.
There's no control.
Oh, that's true. There's no bad. But yeah, that's a good point.
Because I mean, like
they don't control. It seems like the Avatar state runs on emotion.
And they don't talk about it with this, but like imagine how many guys like probably got hit by those.
Yeah.
In this, like when Aang just like goes nuts.
Yeah.
Like, because all you see is like the big like circular stones, but
Okay. I'm just thinking because I've been listening to like a lot of history stuff about World War II and World War I and stuff, and just thinking about like General Patton or something like that, or a real world general. If they had access to a nuclear bomb, they're gonna use it. They push for it.
The difference in that nuclear bomb is a person.
I know. Yeah, I know. I'm just it's kind of like the same thing with the Hulk, and all the Marvel comics and movies is some people want to use the Hulk for something, and some people want to just destroy him. And
yeah, but they know when to use him because they know that if he goes anywhere, he could hurt civilians too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He can't control that aspect of it, because he just smashes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyways,
so real quick, especially because you're a fan of Korra, when Bolin learns how to like lava bend, there's part of the flashbacks of like where you see like the different avatars before Aang. The previous, so obviously not Roku, but the previous Firebender avatar does lava bend in that like thing. So like that's what I'm kind of curious. So is it a fire thing or is it an earth thing? Did you count
those? What do you mean? You're saying the past firebending avatar also?
Yeah. We'll get to that.
So like each, so when they went through
avatars.
the previous avatars, each avatar was bending their element, like original element.
And the Firebender,
like, the Airbender avatar before Aang, like literally just bends air through like the woods. The Waterbender only does like the tides, right? So like when the Firebender avatar before Roku is on the screen, he literally just shoots up like a huge...
Which, he's a firebending avatar, so he can bend earth and fire.
Yeah, but like that's why I'm curious, because like they're showing like their native elements, not like a combination of anything.
Which I think maybe more points to a combination of both.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. I got it written down. So
that actually makes more sense why Bolin would be a lava bender.
Because remember, like they both have Earth Nation ties and Fire Nation ties.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because like, yeah, if Mako's a firebender and he knows Earth, so like,
I think it. I don't know how, but I think it is a blend of Earth and Fire. Like whether your parents are Earth and Fire Nation or whatever, I think there has to be that combination. Me personally.
Or be the avatar and be able to bend everything.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That does contradict it, though. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Oh, actually, I did when I wrote it down, but yeah, that's...
So, then... Katara says they don't need an escort, and then it flashes to Azula, and they put a bounty on Iroh and Zuko, wanted signs, and says to, capture or kill them or whatever, and then it cuts back to Zuko and Iroh, and they cut off their ponytails and let it go.
That was a sad scene. You could tell that they both stop, and then he pulls out the knife, and both of them are like, "Yep, we know what we have to do," and then
go into hiding.
Yep.
Do you know that's a Japanese thing?
Yeah, the top knot. The only reason I know that from when I was younger was
watching Mulan,
the Last Samurai. I guess Mulan. They did that in there too, didn't they? Yeah. I just remember the scene in The Last Samurai where the samurai is like in the town square, and the cop or whatever cuts off his top knot, and the Tom Cruise is like, "What the heck is going on? Why is this such a big deal?" But it's explained to him that that's like his whole culture and his honor is like all wrapped up in that one hair do.
So it's not so much honor, but it symbolizes the stepping down from the position that you're currently in.
So basically, they're just like, we're no longer the royal family.
Yeah, we are no longer who we've been this whole time.
Right.
Like, we're stepping down.
Essentially, it's just like becoming. It's like baptizing to them, I guess. Becoming a new person, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they're obviously, for like Japanese culture, there's a point of honor to it. Like, I think it's honorable to do it yourself, but like to have somebody else do it, like in Last Samurai, would be a dishonorable thing.
Sure. Like
somebody forcing you, like, no, we're demoting you, essentially.
Yeah.
It was crazy that Baby Yoda wasn't in this entire episode.
Can you go shut that door? Or we're almost done.
We're done now.
Yeah. Oh, that is it. Oh yeah, that is the end scene. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay, bye guys.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, I was like, I know I'm forgetting something. Bending numbers. Okay, so let's talk about this. So, I'll tell you what I counted, and then we'll figure out what we want to do here. So there was 3 instances of water bending, 84 of earth. So Earth is back strong, baby. So there's.
Did you hear that?
Okay. So there's 3 of water, 84 of earth, 28 of fire, and 8 of air. So out of that...
He's trying to bring my avatar state out.
Oh, yeah. Defense mechanism. Eyes start glowing. So out of that, the water... a couple of those I counted as the avatar flashbacks. So when he's talking to Roku and they're flashing back to the other avatars... Should we count those as bending numbers?
I would say the other avatars doing it, yeah. Like,
yeah, because it's bending on screen.
Yeah.
But it's not part of the timeline. It's just like hey, here's what the water bending avatar can do. Here's the...
Because it shows them, like,
doing the
displaying their power.
Okay, so you'd say, yeah, would you agree with that? A flash that if it flashes back and it shows that again, no, I wouldn't count it, but I don't know. It's kind of back and
forth. It's hard because is it an actual instance of happening in the timeline, or is it just merely showing an example of what he said, the natural 4 elements?
Yeah, I think it's an instance that happened to the timeline. Why wouldn't...
So you think that the airbender just, for no reason, just all of a sudden tested her airbending skills for no reason on all the trees and grass?
I'm sure she was either training or there was something going on. Or,
well, because the issue is because they don't show any, like, there's no need for it at the time. Mm-hmm. Like, because... when they show Kyoshi, they don't show a need for her moving those giant rock badger moles. They don't show a need for, like... It's weird because I don't know any other avatar names before that.
Kurik was the waterbender. Yang Chen was the airbender before Yang.
Oh.
Yeah, so, like, he doesn't have any need to, like, raise the tide, like, make a wave like that. Or the other guy to lava bend.
Yeah. But it's bending on... I don't know. I counted it. I can take them off.
See, that's why I'm curious because like.
But then it makes it even more complicated. So there was
because
one of water.
Technically bends in his other like flashback ones. Mm-hmm. Like when he's having like his dreams.
Right. And I didn't count those. Wait, no, I did. He water bends twice, and I counted those.
Just pure bending on screen.
Yeah.
So you would count the times where Aang is bending in his dream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that changes it to 5 then instead of 3.
Bending on screen, yeah.
Bending on screen. Done.
Okay.
Alright, so there's 2 in the dream of water bending, so there's 5 of those.
Okay.
84 still of earth. 2 of them were the avatar. The fire one I have a question about. And again, to get more technical, it shows... Is it Roku who's firebending the volcanoes?
No.
It's just another avatar.
It's the fire avatar before Roku.
Okay, but it shows him firebending, and he's doing this once, but then 4 volcanoes erupt. So is he bending 4 times, or is he bending once?
I think he's bending once.
Bending once.
Because it's
volcanoes.
Yeah, because it's literally showing their like pure power.
That's what I counted. Yeah. Just bending once. I just wanted to ask because I'm just curious. Because it's kind of. I don't know, it was in the middle. And I didn't even know if we were going to count it anyways, so...
No, you're good.
Okay, so the final bending numbers are 5 water, because we're counting the dream, 84 of earth, 28 of fire, and 8 of air. So, earth came back strong. Hopefully it just stays that way, because earth needs to catch up.
Well, I mean, we're going to meet other people.
This whole book is going to be a lot more, but... It's gonna need to catch up. It's gonna need to catch up a lot.
I'm just thinking ahead of the episodes.
But I don't think
there's a lot of earth bending.
I don't think there's a lot of fire bending or anything in the next bunch of episodes because Zuko and Iroh don't really do a ton because they're in hiding. You know.
Yeah, they can't really fire bend that much.
So,
but
you see soldiers and
Azula goes nuts with her fire bending.
That's true. So it's gonna be hard for the Earth Kingdom to catch up. Oh, next episode.
Azula's electricity.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I also counted 2 for the lightning. Yep. 1 Azula bending, and then another one with Iroh redirecting it.
Well, she was practicing before. Did you count?
I did count those ones. Yes.
And then so you counted the practice lightning, and then the one instance.
Oh wait.
She practiced lightning once, and then Azula would be a lightning. And then, when Iroh directed it, would be another second one. But then there was one she practiced before lightning.
Yes, I did do that.
Is that the one where, like,
where
just one hair out of place?
Yeah, yep. I need to change my numbers totally, because I have Dream for the fire, Dream for the air, and then Dream for the water. So he fire bended, air bended, and water bended. So let's change this. This is really interesting television here.
Okay, so thank you guys for watching this.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
while
so
you're telling real quick, so funny part about this episode, or fun note, since he went into the Avatar state in this episode, it's the first instance where he's in the Earth Kingdom doing it, but now he has officially been in the Avatar state in all 4 kingdoms.
In the Fire Nation too?
Yeah, because when they go to Roku Island, he goes into the Avatar state.
True. Yeah. Nice.
Okay, so final numbers are 5 of water, 84 earth still, 30 of fire, and 11 air.
All right, I can sit
with all the dreams, or with the dream.
Okay,
let's get past that, or else we're going to spend 30 minutes on that many.
No, I know. It's just, I don't know, yeah. That's why I write the notes down when I'm counting, though, because I want to talk about, like, what are we counting here? That's kind of hard.
Especially with weird ones like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Rating?
Oh, yeah, rating it. Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm
all behind the...
I'm all behind the things here. All right, so what do you guys want to rate this episode?
2.5.
I'm
joking.
I was about to just treat dinner and dessert you, man. I'm about to double dessert you right now.
just straight up punch to the nuts.
No, grab them. Just leave them there.
I think...
All right.
I don't know.
He said all right.
The more we're going on with this, the more I'm liking the episodes more and more. Like, I'm not as critical because I'm just enjoying it so much. So I feel like I would give this a, I don't know about an A, but a really high B.
Really?
Because there's just a lot of stuff that happens, and Zuko is like disenchanted to his whole dad. He's like, that whole thing that happens with Zuko, Iroh's kind of doing his thing, protecting him. Aang learns a lot about being an avatar. Katara, I don't know about Katara or Sokka.
They're kind of just
They're
background
there.
to
They're just there.
Which main characters can be background characters because there's a lot happening in a lot of these episodes. This one jumped back and forth, and now talking about it and hearing all the parallels between the two stories with Zuko and Aang, I'm like, this is a pretty high episode. Not a ton of great stuff happens, but we learn a lot about the Avatar state and stuff. So I'd say, like, I don't know, 8.9 over the highest B I can. I liked it.
I was gonna say like an 8.2.
Oh wow!
Because like, I mean, I thought it was great, but like, it seemed like forced as like an introduction to the Earth Kingdom. Like,
It's not an introduction. We've been there before.
No, I know, but I mean, like, for book 2 though, for like the Book of Earth.
Where we're going to be majorly on the Earth Kingdom.
Yeah. Where I was just like, alright, so he shows up to this, like...
Yeah, I liked it, though, because if the Earth Kingdom and the Fire Kingdom, Fire Nation have been... they're the main people who are battling in this.
Oh, yeah.
They're the only ones left, really. But I like how he goes... So it's kind of like... Nazis. The Fire Nation's based off of Nazis, and I don't know what the Earth Kingdom's based off of in that sense. But China. It's like, say again, I keep bringing up the atomic bomb reference or whatever, but say all of a sudden an atomic bomb goes to the U.S., which it kind of did in World War II. It's like, oh, okay. We as generals, if it just dropped into the top general's hand at the beginning of World War II, it's like that general's going to be like, we need to use this. We need to use this. We need to use this. So, dropping into a nation that's first, like, at war with another nation, it makes sense that the first thing they would try to do is use it as a weapon, And that's a good introduction because it's like, no, this nation isn't just a peaceful nation with all their houses and towns and all. They are a nation at war with the Nazis. So they need to take over.
And I get that.
So I kind of liked how this is setting the tone for the Earth Kingdom. Like, we're going to go into the inner workings of the Earth Kingdom.
I'll simplify it. The Earth Kingdom is simple but desperate.
And I get that, but like on the grand scale of things, or like
nice people but desperate people.
Right.
On like the grand scheme of like their plan, like I was just like, all right, so they're pretty much just trapped by this general at the moment, and like, it just seems like, all right, well, can we move on?
Yeah. I just think there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen, and so don't forget that this nation still is at war.
No, I get that, and I think like part of my rating comes from like having seen this multiple times, because I'm like, you have to find an earthbending teacher, like,
Yeah.
But no, let's just skip right ahead and try to take on the Fire Lord.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, you guys aren't really doing what you need to do, so
Plus, like, when the show was first coming out, we didn't know how many episodes were totally going to be in each season or anything like that, because every show has like different numbers for different seasons and all that stuff. Like, there's no set thing there, and so I kind of agree somewhat with Chris that it's a good tone setter for the season. We're just kind of just like, anything's open in the air with the Earth Kingdom. You don't know what to expect. You can expect nice people, but then you can expect those nice people to be, again, so desperate that they have this weapon they can use that they'll do anything to use it. But obviously, I think they realize that the destruction that comes on both ends.
Right.
Which is why the general was like, okay, no.
Yeah. So what do you want to rate it?
After listening to both of you guys give complete opposite ratings, I'm gonna go probably somewhere in the middle, and I'll do an 8.8.
That's more closer to me.
I was like in the middle. I feel like I'm breaking down the curve here. Sorry.
Okay. I can't do math right now. 8, 2, and 9.
17.1.
Or 8, 2, and 9 would be 19. Divided by 3 is 9.
So 8 plus 8 is 16. 0.2 plus 0.9 is 1.1. So that's 17.1.
Divided by 3.
No, because I haven't even added Dustin's yet.
Oh.
And then you've got 8.8. So you have 25.9.
Oh man. 8.7.
What did you put for your average?
8.9.
That's what you did?
Yep.
8.6333.
I was close. I was close. All right, Dustin or Sherman, you guys want to take us out?
All right. Yeah.
No, we're out. Cool.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, Sherman.
No, you're good.
Oh.
I can't.
All right, thanks you guys for watching this episode of our first Chepisode of our walkthrough through Avatar Season 2.
Book 2. Really, dude?
You can slap that guy.
You can slap him.
Oh, okay. I thought he was going to do something different.
Sounds like a Scooby-Doo laugh. Anyway, thanks guys for watching this episode. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and as always, coming soon to TikTok. And yeah, always subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's what we would like you to do first before anything. So do that now. Thank you. And yeah, Appa.
Yep.